Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It has been 3 months since my last update video. I apologize for that. Honestly, I haven't been in the mood to make the video. And my rule is never make a video if you're not in the mood. And I haven't been in the mood to make an update video, but the stacks are getting a little bit bigger than what I'd like them to be. Because I don't put any of these on the shelf until I've shown them in an update. Otherwise I'd forget half the stuff I bought. So I've got quite a big stack here to show you. I've got some 4Ks, Blu-rays, horror titles, even an Xbox game, DVD box set, so kind of a range of stuff. Of course this has been from at least September until now, probably even just before that as well. I know certainly the very start of September, because one of these new releases was the very start of September. So even probably before that there's probably stuff in here. So almost 4 months. It's been a long time. So we're going to get into it. I hope this video won't be too long. So we'll just see how we get on. So first off, I picked up for the Xbox One Red Dead Redemption 2. The first game is in like my top 10 of all time, so you know I pretty much had to get this. I never ended up getting the special edition or anything because yeah, it's digital content, yeah, you get it, you know, as part of the case and all that, but usually you get them on the marketplace for like 2 or 3 quid each in like 3 months time, so I don't feel like shelling out another 20-30 quid just to get that right now. But I did pick up just the standard edition. I got it for £40, which was the cheapest anywhere really. And this is such a good game. I've only played about an hour and a half of it so far, but it's absolutely fantastic. The world is gorgeous, the graphics are unbelievably good. The realism of it is really good in terms of the graphics. You know, I had a bar fight, and you know in old games where you'd be in mud but your character would still be completely clean. Yeah, well in this game you get really dirty. So the realism of it is really good. I like that aspect of it. And I'm really liking the story and everything like that. So I'm going to have a great time playing this. I believe it's like 60 hours it takes to complete the game, so it's going to be a lot of hours, but I'm looking forward to jumping in and completing the game. So yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, highly recommend it if you've yet to pick that up. I picked up an Xbox because that's the only console I have. So okay, we're going to go into the 4Ks. These are all pretty much new releases that came out within the last 3 months. There's none here that are really catalogue titles. They're all pretty much just new ones, so pretty much everyone's already got these or seen these in updates. First one though, Sicario 2, the HMV exclusive 4K Steelbook. This was my most anticipated film of the year. Sicario, the first one, is in like my top 10 of the last like 10 years. I absolutely love that film. So this was my most anticipated film of the year, and it didn't disappoint. I really enjoyed this film. I think it's my second favourite of the year. I believe Ready Player One is still my #1 of the year. Check out my Letterboxd if you want to see my movie ranking of 2018 so far. I'll leave a link in the description to my Letterboxd account. You can check that out on there. Every time I watch a 2018 movie, I add it to the movie ranking list. But Sicario 2 is definitely quite high up there. If you want to see an unboxing of this, I did it on my channel. Pretty much every 4K here, there is an unboxing on my channel, so I'll leave my playlist down in the description to my unboxings. But yes, so Sicario 2, absolutely loved it. It lived up to expectations that I had personally, and I thought it was a very worthy sequel. Of course, Emily Blunt's not in it, but it was still a great movie, even though she wasn't in it. And yeah, the 4K looked really good. I don't think it stood out as much as the first movie in 4K, but you know, comparing the Blu-ray and the 4K side by side, it's definitely an improvement over the Blu-ray by far. So yeah, Sicario 2, great movie, check it out if you haven't. Next one I picked up, I guess this is a catalogue title, but it was kind of a new release at the time, and that's Predator, the Zavvi Steelbook. I upgraded to these shell cases, like the hard plastic cases, rather than the plastic bags. but they are kind of expensive, so I'm only doing it for the 4K steelbooks. But Predator is in my top 20 of all time, so you know I had to get this basically. The reason why I never went for the box set was because I don't really care for number 2, and Predators, the third one, I'm just okay with. I'll watch it occasionally, but I wasn't needing it on 4K instantly. I don't even own it on Blu-ray, if that tells you something. So I'm happy with just the first one right now. Of course, if they release them individually later on down the road, I might pick up the third one. So who knows. I have not seen the new Predator film. I'm really looking forward to it though. Hopefully it won't be too long before it comes out on 4K. But yeah, Predator, this is the best the film's ever looked. I mean, it's just incredible what they can do with the 4K transfer. All the details there. If you don't like grain, there's a lot of grain in this, but originally the film was shot with pretty crappy stock, so it was a very grainy film. So when you come to the 4K, it reflects that because it's the truest to the original film stock than it was with the shitty Blu-ray that we got a couple of years ago. So yeah, and the HDR really pops out, the different shades of green in the forest, the facial, like the facial details, the face paint that they have on and things. It just looks great. This is definitely my top 10 of the year for 4K releases, for sure. And I think most people's it will be. Next up, the HMV exclusive of A Quiet Place. I didn't enjoy this as much as Hereditary, which I'll show you in a minute. But I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was very unique, and Emily Blunt again killed it. I think she's just a phenomenal actress right now. I recently watched Girl on the Train for the first time, and I absolutely loved that as well. But yeah, Quiet Place, really enjoyed it. Great cast. The kids even did a great job in this one, and I didn't really find it scary. It wasn't scary to me, but it was just a good story. So it doesn't pop out to me as being a horror film. It's just a good story, but I really enjoyed the film, so I'm glad that I've got it. And the 4K looked really, really good. If you have an OLED display, which I don't, sadly, but if you have an OLED display, this will be like a demo disc for your OLED, because there's so many dark scenes in this. So yeah, very, very cool. Next up, a Zavvi exclusive. We've got Avengers Infinity War, of course. Everyone got this basically. Saw this in cinemas, and I actually wasn't a big fan of the ending. I actually was very underwhelmed with the ending, but giving it a second watch on 4K, I've grown to like it. You know, it's been a couple months since I've watched it. It's been a good number of months now since it first came out and all the hype was around the film. And I don't mind it as much now. I think it was just a totally different ending than I was expecting, and it kind of threw me off a little bit, but I enjoy it. But I absolutely loved the film. The whole, you know, the rest of the film I absolutely loved. Seeing all the characters in one film together was great, and they pulled it off really, really well. This is probably the best 4K that Marvel or Disney have put out so far. This just looks fantastic on 4K. There's been a couple times where I've just went and put on a specific scene just to watch it in 4K. So yeah, definitely worth the extra money to get the 4K release. Next up, we've got Deadpool 2. This is the HMV steelbook. I was a little annoyed because this was £30 when it came out, which was understandable because it's a 4-disc set, and of course you do get the digital copy and the Blu-ray. But HMV decided to lower the price down to £20 like 2 months later. So I don't know if they weren't selling or if they're just being generous, but yeah, it's a bit annoying. But yeah, Deadpool 2, absolutely love this film. I saw the first one in cinemas, but I never watched this one in the cinema. Just time, I couldn't get time to go and do it. But I really enjoyed it when I did watch it on 4K. It's strange because the first Deadpool and the second Deadpool, I don't see a huge difference with the 4Ks. I don't know if it's the cameras they use or just the way they use the HDR, but I don't always see a big difference. But it does look great. The resolution, you know, it's all sharp and detailed, so it looks great. It's just sometimes, especially mostly with the HDR, there's not like the big difference you'd expect. But it looks great still. And it's a great looking steelbook, and it's 4 discs. You get 2 Blu-rays and 2 4Ks. You get both cuts of the film on 4K as well, which is really appreciated because some films haven't got that treatment. So yeah, Deadpool 2, very, very cool. Then I picked up Solo from Zavi. This is actually my second copy because the first copy that came I did an unboxing of, and it had a big massive scratch down the back of the steelbook. So I had to go and get a replacement, which was a big pain in the arse, but I don't like having damaged steelbooks, especially if I notice it and I know it's there. I didn't love Solo. I've only seen it once, and it was on 4K, but I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was a good movie. I definitely don't think it was as bad as original kind of people said it was when it originally came out. That's what I mean. But I didn't love it. But I liked the ending. I liked the characters. I loved Childish Gambino in the movie. That was really cool to see him in there. I'm a huge fan of his music. So yeah, what's his actual... Yeah, Donald Glover. That's his actor name. So yeah, very, very cool, and a great looking steelbook as well. And then the 2 other 4Ks are not steelbooks. The first one I got, I was a little late to. I got this the same time as A Quiet Place when that came out. Because I got A Quiet Place on day 1 when I went down to get it. I completely forgot that this was out and I didn't get it. I had the French 4K steelbook on pre-order because it came with the 3D as well. But it was like £44 to import, and I just thought that was too much money. So I cancelled it, and I never ended up buying the 4K. So when I was buying A Quiet Place, I thought, well, I might as well get this at the same time. So I ended up picking up Tomb Raider, the reboot, if you could call it that. I loved this film. I thought this was great. Now, this was another one I wanted to see on the big screen. I just never did. But I really enjoyed this film. It was really good. I don't believe I've seen the original Tomb Raider films. I think I've seen parts of them, but I've never watched them all the way through. But I loved this one. This was great. What's her name? Alicia Vikander. Really good actress. I think just before this, I watched Jason Bourne for like the 4th time, and then I soon clicked that it was the same person. But yeah, and this looks gorgeous on 4K. It's shot in 4K, mastered in 4K, and it looks fantastic. There's definitely some demo kind of scenes in there to show off your TV with. Really good 4K release, and really good film. I really enjoyed it. I really hope they do a sequel, which they kind of led off on at the end credits. And then this one I did pick up day 1. I was going to wait until it went on to some 2 for $30, but I really wanted to see it. And I was kind of on a spending spree, so I bought it. Rampage, yeah, I did pay $24.99 for this. I loved this movie. I'm glad I bought it. I really enjoyed this film. I love Dwayne Johnson. I love his movies that have came out in the last few years. Jumanji, Central Intelligence, this. I've not seen Skyscraper yet, but it comes out next week, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the film. You know, hate me all you want, but I really enjoyed it. I put the sound system up, I had it on 4K, and I just had a great time. I had a beer and a pizza, and it was a good time. So I don't regret buying this. I had a great time watching it. I could easily watch it again right now if I wanted to. And the 4K looked really good. It looked really good. Establishing shots were not soft, they were detailed, they were sharp. The HDR was very, very good, and there is a noticeable difference between the 4K and the Blu-ray. So yeah, I recommend getting it on 4K if you can. So there's all the 4Ks. So we're at 15 minutes. That's okay, I suppose. So we'll get into the Blu-rays. Most of these are horror just because it was October I mostly bought them for. I did do the 31 days of horror where you watch a horror movie every single day for the full 31 days. Which I did do. Again, if you want to follow me on Letterboxd, you can see what I watched for Halloween or October on there on my diary. But we'll get into the non-horror titles first, because I know not everyone is a horror fan. So HMV had a little sale. I think it's still going on, but it's not really advertised as a sale now. I think it's just regular price for a couple of weeks. I saw this on Netflix. This got added to Netflix, I think, a couple months ago, and I watched it, really enjoyed it, so I did pick up the Blu-ray, and that's All Eyes on Me, the story about Tupac. Really good film. I love these biopics about, you know, the hip-hop artists. You've got Notorious, about Biggie Smalls, Straight Outta Compton, of course the NWA, and then you've got Get Rich, Die Trying, the 50 Cent biopic, which needs a Blu-ray release. I watched that on, I think, Now TV. Great movie. I really want a Blu-ray release of that, please. But All Eyes on Me was really good. I really enjoyed this one, and I got it for $4.99 with the digital copy, with the slipcover as well, which was great. I've not had the chance to watch it on Blu-ray yet, because I did get this during October, so I wasn't watching, you know, normal films. So I've yet to watch it on Blu-ray again for the second time, but I love the movie, so I'll definitely be watching that one very soon. I do need to pick up Notorious still. I've seen it, of course, but I just don't own it yet, so I need to pick that one up. Then on eBay, I think around halfway through October, some people started getting £10 gift cards through emails from their eBay account. And I have two eBay accounts. I have one that I buy things on and one I sell things on, just to make it simpler with PayPal and things. And my seller's account never got one, but my buying account did. So I was kind of tempted with some 4Ks. I was like, well, that's, you know, £10 off. I could get a £20 4K for 10, or, and I couldn't decide. And Entertainment Store had a 2 for £12 Blu-ray selection, which meant I'd only pay £2 in total, which meant £1 per movie. So I went with these two movies because I really wanted to see these again, and I didn't own them on Blu-ray. We got Miss Sloane, starring Jessica Chastain, from 2016, and Molly's Game from 2017. I actually did a mystery unboxing where I unboxed both of these. I absolutely love these films. These films I watched on Amazon Prime the start of the year maybe, and I really enjoyed these films. Jessica Chastain is my favourite actress right now. I think I've said it before, I've got a signed Zero Dark 30 picture from her as well. So yeah, Miss Sloane, great movie. It's kind of about gun laws. She is helping to try and pass a bill that will make gun control a little bit tighter and try and get more checks on people that are trying to purchase weapons. Great film, great little drama. I recommend it quite a lot. And then Molly's Game is completely different. She's actually, she's got like a big poker game with all these A-list famous stars, and it's all going well and it's all legal, and then some things start to happen and it kind of becomes not legal, and just things start happening. Idris Elba's in the movie as well. Great movie. This was way better than the Miss Sloane, but Miss Sloane is still fantastic. This is great. This has to be my top 10 of last year. It really does. I love this film. I highly recommend this to anyone who likes a good drama. So that was those. £2, £1 per movie. Could not beat that. Then I picked up an HMV, Cool Hand Luke. Again, I streamed this one I think last year, and I really enjoyed the film, so I was in the mood to watch it again. So I picked it up on Blu-ray, and I loved the movie again. You know, it was just like watching it the first time. I absolutely loved it. I can see myself watching this most years now. Really great film. Right after this, I did go and watch The Sting for the first time on Now TV, and I absolutely love The Sting as well. So I'm on the hunt for the digibook for that one. But yeah, Cool Hand Luke, great movie if you've never seen it. And then on eBay, I picked this up for $4.99. It's the US release of Alexander. This is the final cut edition. Of course, there's like 4 or 5 cuts of the film, but this one's the one I wanted because it's the longest cut out of them all. And yeah, it's a nice little 2-disc set. The movie is split up into 2 discs because it is 3.5 hours long. Great movie though. You know, it gets overlooked. No one talks about this. They always talk about Troy or Gladiator. But this is a really, really good one. I recommend this to people if you like those sort of movies. You'll really like that movie. So 4.99 was great because to import it was like 20 quid from Amazon. So and then for £2 out of CX, I picked up Bates Motel Season 2. I have Season 1, the Target exclusive. So I picked up Season 2. This was only £2, so pretty good bargain there. I've yet to see Season 2, I've only seen Season 1. But yeah, I'm currently working my way through Sons of Anarchy on Netflix. So everything's on the back burner just now until I finish Sons of Anarchy. I'm on Season 5, so I'm going to try and finish it before Christmas, before the new year. But yeah, Bates Motel, so really cool find. Now we'll get into the horror stuff. I'm going to quickly go through these because most people have probably seen all these movies. So we'll get started. First off, as I said earlier, I did in fact pick up, oh, there we go, Hereditary, the Steelbook edition. I don't believe this was an exclusive, so you can get this anywhere, I think. I love this film. This is in my top 5 of the year so far. I absolutely loved this. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I saw the trailer, I think when it first came out, and I was like, that looks a little boring. But after all the hype, I gave it a watch, I got it on release, and I really enjoyed the film, and it's probably the best horror movie that came out this year. However, I have not seen Halloween yet, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, so Hereditary, really great film. I'm sure everyone has seen it by now. This was another one on the HMV sale. It Comes at Night. This was $3.99 with the slipcover. I never, out of all the horror films I bought, this was the only one that I never got around to watching. So I will be watching this, but not for a while yet. I'm a bit burnt out on 4K. I'm burnt out on 4K. I'm burnt out on horror, so yeah. It'll be a while before I watch it, but I do look forward to it. I've heard great things about it. So yeah, there's that. Then I picked up, for £10, I picked up the Scream trilogy. Believe it or not, I had never seen any of the Scream movies before. I've owned Scream 4 for like 3 years. I got it for like 50p from a closing down store. But I never watched it because I hadn't seen the first 3, so I finally checked out all of the Scream films this year. Now these did come individually as well, which I really like, just because you get the artwork and stuff. So you got the first one, second one, and the third one. Try and get the glare, there we go. The first one has become in my top 10 horror films. I absolutely loved it. I thought the whole opening scene with the phone call with the girl in the house and her boyfriend was just fantastic. It made me really excited to check out all the films. So now I've finally seen them all, and they're really, really good. Except the fourth one. I think the fourth one's just okay. And then HMV decided to bring out some slipcover editions for some horror films, so I picked some up. I picked up Friday the 13th, the original. But the thing is, they are just the normal releases underneath. However, I did not own this movie, and I'm going to tell you something. I had never seen Friday the 13th until this year. I watched this October. If you don't know me with horror, I never used to watch horror at all, and then last October I kind of got into it, and then throughout the whole of this year I have been watching horror pretty much every month. So I wanted to get some of the key titles to check out for the first time. I really enjoyed this one. It was different from what I was expecting, but I really enjoyed it. So I do plan on watching the sequels. I might not buy them, but I'll definitely be watching them. Then I picked up Nightmare on Elm Street. Not as cool of a cover, but I still like it. And again, it's just a normal Blu-ray underneath. And again, I had never seen Nightmare on Elm Street. And you know what? I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I much prefer Halloween over both of these, but it just didn't do much for me. I don't know. You know, people still say, you know, some of the sequels are better than the first film, but I don't know. I liked it. I would watch it again, but it's not one I'd go back and watch every single year, surprisingly. But it was a good movie. I'm glad that I can kind of check it off the list and say I've seen the film. So there's that. And then lastly, for the Blu-rays, yes, we have Friday the 13th, the remake. Now I had already seen this movie. Last year I tried to watch the original Friday, but nowhere had it. Netflix didn't have it, Now TV didn't have it, Amazon Video or Prime didn't have it, but Amazon Prime did have the remake. So I did end up watching the remake first. I loved the movie. I'm sorry, I loved it. I know it's different to the original. It's not so. Is this classed as a remake? I don't know. It is different, but I loved it. I thought the kills were great. I thought the whole atmosphere of it was great. The tenseness of it was great. Jason looked fantastic. I really respect this movie. I really do. And it's from the people that did the Chainsaw Massacre remake, which was Michael Bay. Was it Michael Bay? Yeah, Michael Bay. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I still need to pick up the Chainsaw Massacre remake on Blu-ray. I have the original on Blu-ray, not the remake. So there we go. That is everything. One DVD box set left, I almost forgot. This I got out at a charity shop. I have one charity shop in my whole local area. And usually they're not very good. But they had this for £4, so I had to pick it up. Still Game, the complete series. Now it's not really complete because there's a 7th and 8th series, and then this month season 9 starts. But this is the only box set they brought out. They've yet to bring out another box set. It usually goes for like 15 or 20 on Amazon, but the charity shop, £4, and it was brand new. So I had to pick it up. I'm a huge fan of this show. It's mainly a British show. I don't think anyone outside of Britain will even have heard of the show. But search it up on Google or YouTube even, because it's a funny show. So it's a nice little digipack. So yeah, it's based in Glasgow in Scotland, if you've ever heard of that or been to Scotland. I'm from Scotland, so of course I've been to Glasgow. There's a whole picture of the cast. But yeah, you just get each season. They're quite short seasons. They're only like 6 or 7 episodes each. But I think they are an hour long, so it's decent length. But yeah, it's such a funny show. I do need to pick up the newer seasons, but I did watch them on TV, so I have seen them. But for £4, that was an incredible find. So there we go, officially now, everything's been shown. I can finally put all these on the shelf. It's been driving me mad having them stacked up on the shelves. I can finally put them all away. Sorry it's been so long. I probably will do an update after Black Friday. I do plan on picking up a couple things on Black Friday. There's a couple US titles I want to get, hopefully that are cheap. And then of course Zavvi and Amazon and HMV hopefully will have some good deals. I'm really hoping for a 2 for $20 4K selection. I would be so happy if they had that, any retailer. But there we go. So I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please leave a like rating on the video. It's much appreciated. Leave a comment down below on any of the titles. I know I showed a lot, but any of the titles here that I showed, please leave a comment if you picked them up, what edition you got, did you enjoy the film, did you not like it, and let's start a conversation. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification next to it so you know when I next upload. And until next time, guys, as always, take care, take it easy, peace.